This conference will now be recorded.
Is I am audible online people? So please
Yes,
respond.
sir. Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes. So last class we discussed about there is a yes please.
Hello.
Yes please. Yes please.
సార్ మీ వాయిస్ వినిపించడం లేదు.
ఇప్పుడు కూడా now also please rejoin the section. Alok, is I am audible? Vinay?
Yes, sir. Audible. Yes, sir. Audible.
Okay. Just wait for just now Jashwant, is I am audible?
ఎస్ సార్.
Yes.
సార్ ఇది అంటే గ్రూప్ క్రియేషన్ కావాలన్నారు కదా జాయిన్ కోసం. అయితే మేడం అన్నారు మీరు ఏమైనా గ్రూప్ జాయిన్ చేస్తే ఓకే, లేదా ఆల్రెడీ ఒక గ్రూప్ క్రియేట్ అయింది, మరి మీ నెంబర్ ఏమైనా ఇస్తారా అని.
బేసిక్గా నాకైతే కన్సర్న్ పర్సన్ నుంచి ఎటువంటి అప్డేటు లేదు అసలు ఈ బ్యాచ్. సో 8 మెంబర్స్ 10 మెంబర్స్ అని చెప్పారు.
ఓకే.
సో ఐ గాట్ ద ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఫ్రమ్ ద 10 మెంబర్స్. సో బట్ ఐ డోంట్ నో అసలు ఎంతమంది ఫామ్ అవుతారో ఏంటో కూడా నాకు తెలీదు.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, సో ఒక పని చేస్తాను, ఈరోజైతే క్లాస్ వినండి.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, సో నేను ఈవినింగ్కి వాళ్ళని కనెక్ట్ అయిపోయి అసలు ఏంటి కన్ఫామ్ నాకు నేను కూడా మాట్లాడుకోవాలి కదా, నాకు
Yes,
ఎంత
sir.
పేమెంట్ వస్తుంది అసలు అనేది కూడా ఒకసారి క్లారిటీ ఉండాలి కదా నాకు.
ఓకే.
సో దట్ ఒక్కసారి నేను వాళ్ళతో క్లారిటీ తీసుకొని సో విల్ గో త్రూ ద ఫర్దర్ థింగ్స్. ఓకే,
ఓకే సార్.
సో ఇన్ కేస్ అవ్వకపోతే మనం చూద్దాం, రేపు చూద్దాం.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, సో యాక్చువల్లీ లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ we discussed about, see these are my client missions, client servers. Okay, these client servers, assume that these are sitting on USA. So if you observe, actually if you want to get the data from this web server, let's say for example this is web, this is my test, this is my net. Okay, so this is my test and this is my net. So if you want to collect this data, we need to install the Splunk software, na? Yes or no? Yes or no? Whether you can install a universal forwarder or heavy forwarder. So if you want to collect it, if you want to collect the data, collects the data, we can install UF or HF. Okay, if it is 3 servers, It is okay. You can install universal forwarder AV forwarder based on the requirement, and we will just use to configure inputs and outputs. Inputs will collect the data, and output will forwards the data to indexer. You got my point. But if the client missions are 3000 plus servers, is it possible to go and manually install all the 3000 clients?
No, sir.
No.
No, sir.
That's why in real time, so they will use a real time. They so Splunk team will take help of help of configuration management tools. Management management tools. Configuration management tools. So in real time, they will Splunk team will take the help of configuration management tools. Configuration management tool like Ansible, Puppet, Chef, Salt, Jojo, Microsoft Toolkit. Like so, they can use this type of configuration management tool in the environment. So actually, for example, if it is Ansible, so in the Ansible there is a YAML files. There is a scripts. YAML script is there. YAML script is there. In that script, they will create a Splunk provision dot YML file. Splunk provision dot YML file. In that YML file, he has steps to install install Splunk. Install Splunk forwarders. Understand? Forwarders. Forwarders. Install forwarders. And after that, they will create a they will create inventory files. In the inventory files, they will add all the servers IPs of client machine forwarders, and they deploy the YAML file to all client missions. You got my point. So what they will do? So first they will write a YAML file. Ansible people will write a YAML file to download a Splunk software with a Splunk provision.yml, so that they will create an inventory files based on the groups, based on the requirements, and then that YAML file will be deployed to the clients via inventory file, so that all will deploy a YAML file. Okay, sorry, automatically. So the Ansible will deploy the YAML file, and after that they will run the YAML script playbooks. They will run this playbook is nothing but YAML file, and then based on the script, the YAML will install the Splunk software here in this location. For example, here requirement, based on the requirement, HF will be installed. You got my point? But whatever these things, Ansible, everything will be taken care by DevOps team, sir. It is not our duty, but we need to know the things now. That's why I'm teaching these things. Understand or not up to now?
Understand, sir.
సార్ ఒక్కసారి
Understand,
ఓవర్
Sorry,
sir.
simple, nothing, sir. Actually, we can't install the universal folder or AV folder based on the requirement in all 3000 servers directly. That's why we'll take the help of configuration management tool DevOps team. So for the DevOps team will create a Ansible or YAML files. So within that YAML files, they will write a script to download the software, like forwarder software. And then they will create inventory files, and then the inventory files will be having attached with all IP addresses of your client servers, so that it will deploy to the this YAML file will be deployed to all of your client servers, 3000 servers, and then they will run the query, they will run the script. So based on the script, it will install the Splunk universal forwarders in the client mission, like UEF and HF, like all 3000 servers.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah. So now if you go, so software was installed in this client machine, sir. Now my question is, sir, once the software was installed, forwarders are installed by, for example, the configuration management tool. Okay, then what you need to do? Then what we need to do, sir? Then what we need to do? You need to write a inputs.conf file to collect the data, and you need to write a outputs.conf file to send the data to indexer, na? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
But who will write again all 3000 servers inputs and outputs? Again, is it possible to write all the inputs and outputs in all 3000 servers?
No, sir.
Again, you will take the help of Ansible. If you take that help of Ansible, what Ansible will do? So just teach me, I will do it every time why you are coming. And also one more thing, tomorrow you want to change the inputs and outputs again. If you want to go with changing of inputs and outputs again you are going to approach the Ansible, means it's not correct, na? Yes or no?
No, no, sir.
So for that reason, we need to make our own arrangements, that is our own server, that is deployment server.conf. Deployment server. Understand?
Yes.
Deployment server. So deployment server. Deployment server is a one of the centralized repository in a Splunk environment. So it will act as a configuration management tool, and it is used to configure all the forwarders in the client machine. Okay, what they will do is, so first if you want to do configurations, you need to make a connection, na? So for that, Ansible, we will take the help of Ansible one time. First installation, along with the installation, we will ask to keep one configuration file called deployment client.conf. Deployment client.conf. Client.conf. In the deployment client.conf file, we have a parameters that please add as a clients to deployment server. See, all forwarders we will paste this deployment clients.conf file, so that all these forwarders are connected to the deployment server as a client. Now cluster connection was established.
Yes, sir.
So if you paste the deployment client.conf file in all 3000 servers, all 3000 servers will be added and connected to the deployment server. So that once the connection will be established, everything you can do from the deployment server only. Everything you can do from the deployment server only. Understand, sir? If you see, just to see for 2 minutes and ask your questions, any doubts in this up to now?
Sir, ఇప్పుడు the 3000 servers, sorry, 3000 clients will be connected to our server, right? సో, అంటే
Yes.
ఇప్పుడు ఏదన్నా మెసేజ్ అంటే ఏదైనా ఇన్పుట్ ఇస్తే మొత్తం 3000కి ఎఫెక్ట్ అవుతదా? లేకపోతే కావాలంటే ఓన్లీ కొన్ని సర్వర్స్‌కే అన్ని కొన్ని క్లయింట్స్‌కి ఎఫెక్ట్ అయ్యేది కూడా
That
చేయొచ్చా?
how it will be managing? Wait, I will explain it.
ఓకే. ఓకే, సార్.
How it will be managed, I will explain it. But all 3000s will be connected with deployments. That means I have a deployment server have a connection to all 3000 servers. Understand?
ఓకే.
Up to now,
ఓకే, సార్.
just see for 2 minutes and ask your questions.
షూర్, సార్.
Understand?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
No, sir. No, sir.
No. Now you have all the forwarders are connected to deployment server. In the deployment server, there is a console. There is a console. In this console, this is a forward management console. This is a forward management console. Forward management console. In this console, what they will do, they have all the clients now. Total, the clients are there. See, clients are there. So all these clients, for example, web UF, USA web UF, USA web UF 1, USA web UF 2, UK web test server in UK. Assume that UK test server UF1, UK, so test server UF2. For example, Australia net server HF1, Australia net server HF2, like that. For example, you can add this also, sir. Even you can add this also. For example, I want to add indexer also. You can add indexer also. Even you can add is such also. If you set a deployment client.com file there itself, that will be also, for example, if you paste this deployment client.com file in the here and here, so that this will be also added as a clients. Okay, clients. So otherwise you can just call, for example, if you have indexers, for example, idx1, idx2, suched1, suched2, like that you can all add all 3000 clients, sir. 3000 plus clients in here. There's a clients. Once you add clients, there is a chance to create a server classes. Server classes means groups, sir. Server classes means groups, like based on the requirement, you need to create a groups. For example, UF group. In the UF group, what we need to place in the UF group, which servers you want? In the UF
Universal
group,
kind of
which
groups,
server you
clients.
want? Universal forwarders. That means universal forwarders from USA, universal forwarders from UK, universal forwarders from Australia also. That's why star UF star. Clear? Before UF it will match. After UF also it will match. Understand, sir?
Yes.
Now, HF group. HF group. HF group, which will servers need to match? Star HF star. F group, forwarder group. Classified. Forwarder group. Okay. Forwarder group. Forwarder group means star UF star, comma, star HF star. That means universal forwarders as well as heavy forwarders also you can create like this. You can create like this. Next, there is a, for example, IDX group, indexer group, sir. Indexer group. In indexer group, star IDX star. All will match now? Yes or no? Understand?
Yes, sir. సార్ ఆ
Yes, sir.
స్టార్స్ సార్
Star means all. Star means all. Wild
ఫ్రంట్
card. You
ఎంప్లాయ్
just call it
పెట్టారు
as a
కదా.
wild card. Okay. Star means all. Before I, before I, whatever it may. For example, somewhere, USA IDX, UK IDX, Ravi IDX, all will match. IDX 1, IDX 2, or IDX 3. IDX before you have anything that will match. IDX after also anything it will match. Understand? Yes or no?
నాట్ మచ్ క్లియర్ సార్. ఐ హావ్ సమ్ డౌట్.
Not understand?
నో సార్.
Sir, let's say simple, sir. Sir, 3000 servers you want to add it means. So, for example, there is a clients from USA. That naming convention is same almost.
ఎస్ సార్.
To match all the names, I'm using a star. Star means all letters, alphas and numericals, alphabets and numericals.
ఓకే.
For example, paint here Ravi Kumar, Ravi Shankar, Ravi Kishore, Ravi Ravi Venkat is there. But I want to match all the names. Ravi star. That means up to Ravi it will check. And after that, Kumar, Shankar, Kishore, Venkat all will be matched. You got my point. That means
ఎస్
all
సార్.
four names will be matched. If you go with Ravi Kumar, only Ravi Kumar will match, na?
ఎస్ సార్.
So if star means Ravi Kumar, Ravi Shankar, Ravi Kishore, Ravi Venkat also will match.
ఎస్ సార్.
Understand? Same here also. Instead of writing all universal forwarders from the so and so UF group, so USA group, so I am just mentioning UF group equals to all, including USA, UK, and other countries also, which was matched with a UF. Same HF, which was matched with a HF. This is F group. F group means universal forwarders as well as heavy forwarders. Huh? That's why both I included. Indexer group, indexers match from the different states. So in indexer, before index it will match, and after index also it will match. Such it also same. Yes or no?
ఎస్ సార్.
Now, sir, there is a groups. If you want to work with that groups, we need a one medium, na? We need a one medium, na? That medium we call it as a app. So why how I am teaching the classes to you with the help of application only, na? Same like
ఎస్.
that, we need a one application to interact with these clients. Okay, so for that is called apps. But apps will be created on deployment server. How you will create it? Splunk create app, dummy apps are dummy apps. Splunk create app, Splunk create app name for example UF config app. This app is used for configuration of UF. Understand? Splunk create a app HF config app. This app is used for configuring the HF. Dot slash Splunk create app. Okay, create app. For example, IDX config app. Splunk create app such a config app. Like that, I created a apps, sir. I created a apps configure
సార్
app.
ప్రతి స్ప్లంక్ ముందర ఫార్వర్డ్ స్లాష్ పెట్టారు కదా, అంటే ఏంటి సార్ అలా?
Actually, why we are creating is in line X. If you want to execute the command, we need to use dot slash only. Okay.
ఓకే.
If it is a Linux operating system, if you want to execute a command, you need to use dot slash only. So why I kept dot slash means In the Linux, if you want to execute a command, you need to write dot slash only.
Okay,
Understand?
sir.
Now these apps are created, sir. Under which location? The apps are created under Splunk etc location. etc apps location. Here it will be created, sir. All these apps are created here. But you need to move these apps. Move these apps to below location. Below location. What is that below location? Splunk etc. Splunk etc. Deployment apps. Deployment apps. This is the location. Why? Because this is the repository place. It is a repository place. Repository place. Repo place. So that means once you keep the all the apps here, all these apps will come and show come and visible at apps location. Visible at apps location. Understand?
Yes, sir.
So once it will be coming to the console, just simple, sir. Once it will be showing in the console, just edit the app and attach the group. 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 Now, once you edit it, immediately you need to run one command called Splunk reload deploy-server. Deploy-server. This is the command you need to run. Once you run this command, all these applications will be deployed into respective clients. Deployed into respective client. For example, UF config app to which location? UF group. That means this server will be deployed UF config app. This server also deployed UF config app. Then what is the app deployed in this HF, sir? What is
HF
the app?
underscore
It was sorry,
HF underscore
HF config app. Yes. Indexer.
index underscore config underscore app.
Yes, sir. Specific app.
Search head
HF
underscore
config.
config.
Now see, this app is available in my location as well as client mission location. So simply open the app. For example, UF config app. Write inputs and outputs. Write inputs.conf file and outputs.conf file. Okay, and simply run the above command. Splunk reload deploy server. So
Sir,
automatically,
you
yes.
have said we move apps to the below location, right? మరి అక్కడ స్టార్టింగ్ లో డాట్ స్లాష్ ఇవ్వలేదు, మరి కమాండ్ ఏం తప్పవదా సార్?
Which one?
మూవ్ యాప్స్ టు బిలో లొకేషన్ దగ్గర స్ప్లంక్ స్లాష్ ఈటీసీ
Location,
స్లాష్
na? That is location. That is
అంటే
one
కమాండ్
folder.
కదా.
This is not a command. This is a
ఓకే,
folder.
పాత్వే.
Path. This is a
ఓకే,
command. For commands only dot slash.
ఓకే
So
సార్.
actually there is a folder like this. See, this is the folder. I will show you in my laptop. See, if you run the
సార్,
command to create an application, okay, this is the Splunk. See, etc. See apps. Here itself it will be created. So in this location it will be. But if
ఓకే,
you want to get that into console, you need to move these files to this location, deployment apps location.
ఓకే
Then
సార్.
only that will become under the DSC.
ఎస్ సార్.
Understand?
ఎస్ సార్.
Now, now
ఎండింగ్ స్టార్ పెట్టారు ఎందుకని సార్? స్లాష్ స్టార్
the
యాప్స్.
star means
యాప్స్ తో.
these all instead of writing all, I just use star.
ఓకే,
These all will be considered as a star.
ఓకే సార్. ఓకే. అంటే ఆ పర్టిక్యులర్ పాత్వేలో ఉన్న కంప్లీట్ యాప్స్ అన్నీ ఈ బిలో
Complete apps.
లొకేషన్‌కి
So we are moving to deployment apps.
ఓకే సార్. గాట్ ఇట్.
Once you move the deployment apps, all the apps will come into the console level.
యెస్ సార్.
Okay. Once it will comes to the console level, just edit that and attach the group and run this command. Once you run it, automatically that apps will be deployed into respective clients. And
Yes,
then in front of you there is a app. Now open that app in the deployment server and write your configuration like inputs.conf and outputs.conf. Again run the deploy-server so that these configurations will be deployed to forwarders. Based on the inputs it will collect the data, and based on the outputs it will forward the data. Understand?
యెస్ సార్.
So I have one question. If you are listening the class, that's why I am teaching the class, or I am teaching the class, that's why you are listening the class.
We want the class, so you are teaching the class, sir.
That means you are listening, that's why I am teaching the class.
Yes, sir.
Or I am teaching the class, that's you are listening.
Uh, Both can be correct, sir. It's
But what is the perfect one?
You want class, sir. That's why you're teaching.
Yes, perfect, super. You are listening, that's why I am teaching. If you observe, we have a 3 people, Jashwant, Alok and
Vinay.
Vinay. You have some frequency. Every 1 second or 2 second or 3 second or 1 minute, for example, one of the person is sleeping. Assume that. So, but on the sleeping also, whether he is teaching or not, you will keep on checking now. For 1 second or for 5 seconds or for 10 seconds, you are checking whether Ravi is teaching or not. You
Yes,
got my
sir.
point? That means always you are checking the Ravi whether he is teaching or not. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
So, same sir, to understand this entire concept, I will give one small example, sir. Wherever, whatever the institute you are talking, okay, you approached, they are answerable. Whatever the institute you are approached, they are answerable. You are forwarders. You are forwarders. I am deployment server. You understand, sir? Ansible is a your institute consultant. You are the forwarders. I am the deployment server. Shall I explain now?
Yes, sir.
First, you just connect to institute people. That means Ansible. Ansible will configure the Splunk on your minds. That means SOC on your minds. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
That means Ansible will deploy the configure forwarders into your minds. That means Splunk. Then, apart from that, they already intimate that okay, Wednesday is a demo. You need to connect to Ravi. You got my point?
Yes,
That
sir.
link, it is called it as a deployment client.conf. So that you all connected to my server. Understand? Now,
Yes, sir.
based on the requirement, you are connected. Say 10 people are connected to me based on my requirement. See, 10 to 10 people are connected like a client here. Based on my requirement, some people are expecting Telugu class, some people are expecting English class, some people are expecting morning batch, some people are expecting evening batch. That's why I formed a 3 batches. One is morning batch, evening batch, and afternoon batch. You got my point? That is called
Yes.
server classes. Okay. For example, when I can join from morning batch, evening batch, and afternoon batch also. That means one client is a part of n number of groups. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, exactly at the time, I gave a time of that 3 p.m. At that time, you are logging into the application, and I also log in into the application, and then automatically what I am teaching, every time you are grabbing all my what I am telling in the class. Understand? Same like that. See, for that, for morning batch I created one application, for evening batch I created one application, go to meeting, something, go Yahoo meeting, some Zoom meeting I created. Okay, it was created on my laptop. What I done, I just move the data to WhatsApp groups. WhatsApp group means repository locations. Once in the WhatsApp group, there is a chance to get at the console, so that I edited and I will attach to the groups. That means, yeah, to whom link belongs to whom, which group, I just pasted in that group, sir. So that, so the application is with you and me also. Understand?
Yes, sir.
At the time, whatever the things I want to explain, I'm explaining in the application level. See, on the application level, and you are comment connecting with me via application. Okay, that you are applying in your requirements. Understand? That means remotely, without going, without coming to your place, and without coming to my place. Okay, remotely I am telling the classes and you are listening the classes. Same deployment server also, without going to the forwarders place, forwarders without coming to the deployment place, deployment server configuring the forwarders with the help of apps and server classes. Understand?
Yes, sir.
So, as I asked you question, you are listening a class, I am teaching the class. As you are listening a class, same like that. Here also, once you add all these forwarders to the clients to deployment server, every 60 seconds by default, every 60 seconds by default, forwarders are come and attached to the deployment server, and any new updates are there, it will pick and it will apply. Forwarders are not sending, sir. Ravi is not at all teaching you. Okay, you are grabbing the things, pushing the things. Do you got my point? Pushing the same forwarders also pushing the configurations from the deployment server repository place. Got my point? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
That activity we call it as a very important interview question, sir. That activity we call it as a phone to back interval. What is that? Phone to back interval. Back interval. By default, 60 seconds. 60 seconds. So pull method. Pull method. What is that? Deployment server will look. Deployment and forwarder server is working with a pull method. Understand, sir? Just see for 5 minutes and ask your questions on that. Just see for 5 minutes. Observe it. Whatever the things I am telling. Index to discover. Right? Yes, please. Yes, please. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Now, just see the definition. Deployment server is a separate server, separate Splunk server, which act as a centralized system, which is used to configure the forwarders with the help of apps and server classes. Forwarders are Forwarders are connected to deployment server for every 60 seconds. If any new updates are happening on that particular application or server class, so forwarders will pull the configurations from the deployment server and apply it in their servers.
Yes, sir.
Any questions? Just see for the 5 to 10 minutes and ask your questions. This is about deployment server component. The next class will be the components of cluster master, deployer, and license manager, and DMC. Total four components we need to have to discuss. Total four components was completed. Four components we need to discuss it, sir. Entire these eight components involved in the Splunk architecture of administration. So that right now we covered indexer, forwarders, searcher, deployment server. So if you want, I will tell the definitions also. See, indexers, first forwarders. Forwarders are installed on the client missions, which is used to collect the data from the client mission and forward the data to a some other Splunk instance called a indexer. Indexer will receive the data and store the data in a index. So whereas searched is a separate server which acts as a search manager, users will set on the searched and search the data from the indexes and query the data with SQL query and create reports, alerts, dashboard from the searched. Now, deployment server. Deployment server is a separate Splunk instance which act as a centralized system and also call it as a configuration management tool which is used to configure the forwarders with the help of apps and server classes with a naming convention called found back interval. Whereas forwarders will work with a pull method. It will pull the data from the deployment server. Just ask your questions. Do you have any questions? Please ask me. I think today I will finalize it. Okay, and I will connect to your management team and I will go through the batch formation also. If you want, whatever the classes happened up to now, mhm, when the first batch happened, first class, when the first batch happens, first class,
Monday, sir.
Monday only.
Yes, sir.
This is Monday, I think so. Mhm.
7th, sir. Actually, it's
The 7th.